was not ungoverned, but said it was going to require a lot of imagination. Away from that, North Korea reports 18,820 more fever cases amidst COVID-19 outbreak. Now, North Korea reported 18,820 cases of fever and no new death amidst its first official COVID-19 outbreak, as state media reports. Authorities continue to insist that infections in the country are impoverished as the country is being brought under control. Now, the country has reported more than 4.6 million cases of fever during its first outbreak, but authorities have not revealed how many of those patients tested positive for coronavirus. Now, authorities on Friday reported that just more than 23,100 cases of fever, marking the third consecutive day reporting infections that have stayed below 30,000 mark. Now, before acknowledgement of the outbreak in mid-May, Pyongyang had claimed to be free of COVID-19, a record doubted by many observers due to corona acute transmission and the country's vast land border with China. The secretive regime, ruled by the third-generation director Kim Jong-un, had also refused the outside help, including vaccination, despite the widespread malnutrition and also the healthcare system. Now back to Africa, DRC Congo welcomes the deployment of regional force to fight rebels. Kinshasa says it will not accept the participation of Rwanda troops in any regional force to fight the M23 rebels. Now, the Democratic Republic of Congo has welcomed Kenya's proposal to deploy a regional force to fight the M23 rebel group in the East Africa, but they said it won't accept the neighbor Rwanda's participation. Military chiefs from the 7 East Africa countries are meeting in Nairobi on that meeting was on Sunday to discuss the rising tensions between the two neighbors. Now, it is of the latest escalation in the war between the two nations, which have seen decades of long history of fraught ties that have recently been seen as clashes on their shared border. Kinshasa accuses Kigali of backing the rebels, and Rwanda denies DRC's allegations that it has sent troops into the eastern DRC and that it doesn't support the M23 rebels, whose leadership hails from the same Tutsi ethnic group as Rwanda President Paul Kagame. On Friday, DRC closed its border with Rwanda after a Congolese soldier was shot dead while attacking border guard inside Rwandan territory. Now over to the weather and climate news. IPCC scientists say it's now or never to limit global warming. Now, UN scientists have unveiled a plan that they believe can limit the root cause of dangerous climate change. A key UN body says that the report that was published must be rapid, deep and immediate for cuts of carbon dioxide emissions. Now, global emissions of carbon dioxide would need to peak within 3 years to stave off the worst impacts. Now, even then, the world would also need technology to suck carbon dioxide from the skies by mid-century, after a continuous approval session where scientists and government officials went through a report line by line. The UN's Intergovernmental Channel on Climate Change, that is IPCC, has now published its guidance on what the world can do to avoid extreme dangerous future. Drought is having an impact in many countries, including Bangladesh, and some governments and business leaders are saying one thing but doing the other. Simply put, they are lying, and the results will be catastrophic. Now, to stay under 1.5 degrees Celsius, according to the IPCC, means that carbon emissions from everything that we do, buy, use or eat must peak by 2025 and tumble rapidly after that, reaching a net zero by mid of the century. To put it in context, the amount of carbon dioxide that the world has emitted in the last decade is the same amount that is left to us to stay under this key temperature threshold.
Well, so much regarding climate change there and why we must act now or face the repercussions of climate change. But we never forget to remind you that your health must be a priority. Ensure you boost your immune system at all times so that you're able to fight off, your body is able to fight off a number of diseases. And now that will reflect to how useful you are, because an healthy body is productive. When you're down with flu, cough, not feeling fine, you're less productive. But also, we know that of late, any form of illness, when you go for treatment, one of the things is it's become real expensive. You know, treatment for cough and flu. Well, people would go up to 80, 150, depending on where you go to. So you can prevent all this by simply taking Hallelujah Jinga tea at just 1,500, or Hallelujah, or you can take, this is, that is the tamarind, Hallelujah tamarind. What these do is they boost your immune system. This tamarind drink will boost your immune system, and Hallelujah Jinga tea will. This is very sweet. This also does very well to fight off a bit of hangover. It is a Monday, you want to start work, you had the opaque bottle and you're not feeling fine. Well, I recommend this to you. Remember, these are not treatments. They're immune boosters that help you, your body to fight a number of diseases. And I don't know how often my colleague does enjoy that. But of course, I know that whenever we meet, yeah, she prefers the sweet tooth. Mollen.
I'm told that actually most of these Hallelujah products actually are good if you are detoxifying.
Yeah.
You know, we do take a lot of foods recently that are full of oils, acids. It's good once in a while to take such drinks that, you know, help get out of those toxins. So I think most of these products are actually good, and I'd recommend Hallelujah for sure. Robert is doing well with it. So I'll tell you, I have a live example of what it is doing. Yeah.
And of course, it also cuts on your That's so much. You know, sometimes people go in saunas, the massage parlors, the budget is so high, but they'll even burn themselves because they feel they want to detoxify, sweat and all that.
Yeah.
Some, you find a lady has a bag of this big, why makeup, foundation, this, that. This could help. You know?
I'll tell you one thing. Over the weekend, I was listening to someone who was making 70, and he did give us advice on how to stay young. And one thing he actually mentioned is everything you're putting on your skin is going to be reflective of how old you grow. So you can look 70, but still, you can have 70, but still not look 70. And one of the reasons he gave is, do not put anything on your skin. Avoid makeup and do not bleach. He said a lot of things. And coming from an old man, I was like, okay, this is wisdom right there.
I don't know how the ladies looked in the room.
But you know, exactly. So we had to take the advice. We're like, yeah, this is probably a good thing. We should be looking forward to this.
But of late, if you're to propose for someone, if you're to propose to someone for marriage,